स्वभावचिन्मयानन्दं कृपापूर्णं जगत्पतिं हरिषड्वर्गजेतारं नित्यानन्दगुरुं भजे स्वभावचिन्मयानन्दम्।
सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तं वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। I welcome you all with my love and respects. After your talk on Vishwamitra's enlightenment, it seems that rajasic energy is not all that bad. Maybe that is why you are serving us such spicy hot foods to rise our rajas. Of course, I am joking. I know that the Indian diet, as we know it today, is more the influence of Portuguese and British than Ayurveda. Surely our diet is not the Portuguese or British influence, it is Ayurvedic diet. In the other day I was reading an article, the whole world, Andhra is the state where lowest stomach problems is recorded because of the spice and chili they use in the food. So, understand, it's surely Ayurvedic, not the influence of. They might have come and gone, but our masters are so intelligent. They created a system with such a strong understanding. Again and again, the understanding stood back, prevailed. I don't say rajasic energy is that bad, but it should have the courage and the good qualities which Vishwamitra had. Even though Vishwamitra had so many bad qualities, he had one thing, the courage and the intensity. God, there's a big question. Could you please prioritize the following to lead a happy Ananda life for a normal human being? Health, family, wealth, human relationships, friendship, job, profession, spirituality, religion, charity, compassion, intelligence. Oh, first thing, if I have to prioritize, I'll put all of them in a horizontal line. Means all this has to be given priority and much more. Understand this priority concept, putting one in front of the other. A small story, little dirty, it's okay. I'll tell only story. If you want, we can make it dirty, that's all. Two elderly persons traveling in the British train along with their pet. One young gentleman entered, sat just opposite to their seat. This elderly pair was taking care of their pet. Suddenly, I don't know what that pet thought, it jumped on him, on that young guy, young passenger, and pissed. Now it is very embarrassing. But this lady did not bother to say sorry or please excuse me, nothing. Straight away she picked up our pet back and started saying, oh, I think you have some problem, stomach problem, I should take care of you. Did not even look at that young man. Anyhow, that guy just had little patience. He kept quiet. Again, after 1 hour, this dog jumped on him and vomited. Again, this lady took the pet. Oh, I think you have stomach problem also. I thought you have only bladder problem. Now you have stomach problem also. I should give you some medication. She's again pampering the pet. Did not bother to tell a sorry or even a smile. Did not even had a courage or respect to give the eye contact. Anyhow, he thought, all right. Somehow he managed. After 1 hour, again, the dog jumped on him. And now what he would have done, you know. I don't have to tell. Now it is too much. That guy thought, now it is too much. He just picked up that pet and threw out of the window. All this time, the old man was keeping quiet. Now he got up and said, you fool, you threw the wrong person out of the window. Understand? Whenever you pick up and throw out of the window, you always throw wrong person out of the window. Choosing is suffering. Don't think you are choosing suffering. Choosing is suffering. Whenever you prioritize, be very clear, you are choosing suffering. I've always seen people who choose something and put their life towards it, they ended up in always invariably suffering. Even if you choose enlightenment and put that in priority, push everything out, you will be ending up in suffering. Understand? Life as such is flowing in all dimension. Continuously it is flowing in all dimension. Enlightenment means allowing that natural flow through your body without creating conflicts. The moment you start planning for this prioritizing, you already created conflict. You already created conflict. Enlightenment never happens to a person who chooses enlightenment. It happens to a person who decides, who chooses choicelessness. Understand, there is a important understanding. Thousands of years, lakhs of, I can say even millions of seekers are struggling. Only few achieve. The reason is, again, you have some idea about enlightenment and try to work for that. Unfortunately, the side effect of enlightenment is not enlightenment. You always see only the side effect of enlightenment, byproduct of enlightenment, when you see the living masters. Your idea or greed about enlightenment is built seeing the enlightened master's lifestyle and the quality and the energy, and you do not understand the secret. It is only a side effect or byproduct. That is not exactly enlightenment. Just the same mistake Vishwamitra did. Same mistake Vishwamitra did. Vishwamitra, what he did? He saw Vasishtha being respected everywhere. He thought enlightenment will bring that. And he wants to have that. He started working for it. He missed it. He should have decided to have the exact state which Vasishtha had, not the status. One more small understanding, but very important understanding. Whenever you feel ecstasy or bliss, if you look little deep, those few moments you are in choicelessness. You are just relaxed, at ease with whatever is happening. The moment you choose to be in that same ecstasy, you have chosen suffering. If you don't choose anything, the choicelessness, continuously bliss flows through you. But the moment any choice is made, you are choosing only suffering. Do not choose. Do not prioritize. This prayer, sometime I will also tell you, because there is no other word, I will tell, let the enlightenment be your first priority. It means, now itself let me give you the meaning. It means allow all the energy expression which is happening in you without blocking or disturbing. I have seen people who chose enlightenment or their concept of enlightenment and renounce the wealth or something else, forever they will be missing that. For enlightenment, all you need to do is renounce what you don't have. You are living with so many illusory things, visualizations, fantasies, and greed, and fear, worry. Many things which are not part of your life, they are hurting. They are being inside your mental plane and hurting. Taking those things out or renouncing them is enlightenment. I want all of you to understand, you are like a different layer. The physical body is your physical layer, first layer. The mental layer, your dreams, visualizations, desires, greed, passion, fear, and the spiritual layer, the idea which you think or remember as you. Like this, you are there as layer by layer. All you need to do, that center spiritual layer, which you think as you, should be allowed to touch the physical layer without the disturbance of this mental layer. So the most of the renunciation, at least I can say 80% of the renunciation is supposed to happen in the mental layer. Here, if you start prioritizing, you will start renouncing physically. Means you will start pushing other things physically. No. That is no way going to help. That is no way going to help. Start pushing things from the mental layer. Your mind needs to be emptied, not your physical day-to-day routine. Your day-to-day physical life does not need to get emptied, does not need to go through any alteration, does not need to go through any big change. Only your mental layer, the things which you accumulated too much unnecessarily in that layer, needs to go through a big change. Only that needs to have more clarity. Understand, in this whatever you wrote, nothing needs to be put in the front or back. All you need to do is put things which are not required in your mind to your back or to the backyard itself. I am not looking for a guru or any techniques. I love to come here to be in your presence and listen to your discourses. Is this okay with you? I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem. Come and sit. But one thing I want to tell you, if you are really serious that you should not have a guru, you should not have a technique, then you are taking a risk, because any time the power of the Master's presence is such, your mind will be changed. Understand? If you say, as of now I am not looking, if it happens, okay, then okay, be here. If you say, no, I am not looking and I don't want, then you are in a place where you may suddenly change. Suddenly you may see one day yourself with mala and bracelet and kumkum And your car will have be unclutched lifeplease.org. That is the mala for car. I went to the gallery and asked, what is this? That was the first thing I also saw. On the number plate thing, it says, be unclutched, www.lifeplease.org. I said, what is this? They said, no, it's a mala for car, Swamiji. To initiate car. I said, all right. Understand? So, who you think entered inside thinking that they need a guru or a technique? When people came inside, they thought only, oh, it feels very good. It feels really wonderful. Let's go and sit. That is the way they came and sat. Suddenly, when they opened their eyes and saw, they are sitting with mala and doing All right. Anyhow, you are welcome. And I'll note down the date and the letter card. Let me see how many days it takes. If you are really serious that you don't want a guru or don't want any technique, then better you should not even go to YouTube. Means I have seen many people to come and sit here. There may be so many other reasons, but they will go into the YouTube and start seeing the discourse and clippings. So even they can start inspiring you. Beware of. Okay. Usually your talks address just the issues on my mind, not just on your mind, on every mind. It also appears that others' interests and issues get addressed too. Is it pure consciousness expressing the message through you? Or do you happen to know who the message is for and what each person's concern are? I'm just collecting, trying to get some stories to answer the question. Wonderful question. You say that, is it pure consciousness expressing through you? Yes. Exactly, you expressed the right word. Pure consciousness, just expressing. Understand? When a cold object is kept near a hot object, naturally the heat penetrates the cold object. Same way, when you come and sit in front of the master's presence straight away penetrates you. My words are nothing but the heat which is entering into your being. Understand? The heat from the hot object is such, it does not bother, it does not think, it does not know what it is doing, but the exact process which is supposed to be done will start happening. I mean, I do not know exactly whose problem I am addressing, whose question I am answering. All I know is when I come and sit here, I know one thing, I am just connecting with the whole group who are sitting here and sitting in front of the laptop and watching around the world. All I know is there is a group of minds watching. So the moment the connection starts, automatically whatever is needed will start coming out. Understand? I am not talking because I know something. I am talking because you need to know something. That is the big difference. Philosophers always talk because they know something. They will always be using big words, the best big words for which you need to refer the dictionary. The more times you refer the dictionary listening to his discourse, you will appreciate him more. Oh, you don't know. You don't know what he talks, because I myself don't know. I've seen people coming and telling, you don't know Swamiji, what he talks, great things he talks. I asked him what he spoke. No, that and all you don't ask. He spoke. Whenever you go and listen to the philosophers, they talk because they know something. I talk because you need to know something. That's all. I don't have any word. I don't have anything to tell. I don't have any separate message. I just respond to what you need. That is why, from the time immemorial, this is the same story in front of every master. Everybody felt either their questions dissolve when you are in tune, in love, the questions dissolve. When you are getting in tune, falling in tune, your questions get solved. In the beginning level, as the other questioner said, I am not looking for a guru or any techniques. When you are in that level, your questions will get solved. After suddenly you find yourself with a mala and bracelet, your questions will get dissolved. Understand, that's all. Before initiation, your questions will start getting solved. After initiation, your questions will get dissolved. There is no other thing happening here. The thing which is happening here is a process, not learning. It is not somebody throwing some words and somebody catching some words. No. We are not doing verbal game. Here, learning is not happening. Here, process is happening. To tell you honestly, you will be losing respect for the many things which you learnt. You will be dropping the many things which you learnt. You will be actually going through intense cleaning process. It is a cleaning process. Is there any way you can create a simple list of each of the sutras, their translation and the associated meditation technique for each, and distribute or post online? We are actually working. Still, I have not finished talking on all the sutras. Once we finish talking on all the sutras, you will see sutras, just translation and the technique. It will be surely a reference tool for all of you. Surely we will do that. When I watch you on the internet or CD, can I receive and feel the same energy and healing, deeper spirituality that I feel here in your presence? Is it my mind that separates, that only separates? What can I do to have the experience be the same and have, when watching, have the same experience when watching at home? First thing, in the home also, when you watch, only first 5-10 minutes till your mind has started settling, you will have the difference. Once your mind starts settling, after 10-20 minutes, you will not have the difference. You will be just completely centered. Of course, if you have special spouse who will be constantly asking your attraction or any other disturbances, that may distract you. Otherwise, I don't think you will be, there is any need to feel two different things. One nice thing here, nobody can distract you. You are sure. So mind goes for rest. It says very clearly, I think this fellow cannot come out for next 1 hour. Even if I want, I cannot go out. So many people are sitting, they will all watch. They will all see. So practically it's like your mind knows. It is done. But in the house, in front of internet or CD, your mind has a little courage. Oh, if I play a little more, he will come out. He will close the computer. maybe the possibility itself can keep the distance. All I can say is, little intensity added, surely you can feel and experience the same wherever you are, because my border or my boundary does not end in the 6 feet. My intention is to be enlightened being, and that is the reason why I meditate. During last 12 months, as I surrendered my life to the higher purpose, my finances became completely unbalanced and source of great frustration and pain. Any advice? You would have prioritized. You would have done the same mistake of the other person, prioritizing. Understand? Why we prioritize, so that you don't have to be spontaneous and alive, answering and responding every problem which you face every day. If you prioritize and throw away the economical part or family part or relationship part, suddenly you think, oh, all these problems are not going to come every day. Understand? Throwing things out of your fear does not mean your intensity towards enlightenment has become strong. Emptying your inner space does not mean the right furnitures have come inside. No. Many times, just emptying happens, but in the process of emptying, you put all the other junk things inside. I have seen, in the process of emptying, you burn the whole thing. And you forget, when you burn, furnitures may disappear from your inner space, but that black smoke will settle down. The dark black smoke will settle down in your inner space. Do not choose. Choosing is because you need to. Why choosing, You are not courageous enough or intelligent enough to spontaneously respond to every situation which comes up. So, before the situations come, you sit and plan now itself and prioritize, throw off things, keep off things. Understand? Exactly, enlightenment is opposite to it. Enlightenment is preparing all the tools, all the weapons for wonderful life, keeping it ready and waiting for any situation to come and inviting more and more situations to come to express your courage and face it. Having shastras, knowledge weapons, and ready to face the life spontaneously is enlightenment. When you do the other way, dropping many situations which brings challenges to you and try to think you are working for enlightenment is cheating you and others. Do not prioritize. Do not try to avoid situations. Have more and more clarity, more and more understanding, more and more knowledge weapons, shastras. Spontaneously decide. Why do you think people decide early itself? I have seen people deciding. Swamiji, I have decided to say no to money. Means you are just deciding. You are not going to face the problems related to that. No, that's not going to work. That is not going to help. Get ready. Have more and more knowledge weapon, clarity. Create and face every situation with this knowledge, with this clarity, and be balanced. Then the enlightenment will start happening in you. Then you are living enlightenment. Live all your dimensions without disturbing you and others with knowledge weapons is living enlightenment. Not avoiding anything, prioritizing anything, choosing something, or throwing something away. No. Let's enter into today's sutra. meditate on the make-believe world. Oh, this is the sutra I addressed yesterday, but there is a continuity of this sutra. I should have spoken on it yesterday, did not speak. So we will start from this and go to the continuity. Meditate on the make-believe world as burning to ashes and being above human. The continuity of this sutra is next sutra. Both techniques are connected to each other. Of course, they are independently, they can lead you to enlightenment. You don't need the help of the other technique, but both techniques are for almost same kind of a human beings. So you can pick up this one or the other one. As subjectively letters flow into words and words into sentences, and as objectively circles flow into words and words into principles, find at last these converging in our being. Before interpreting or explaining this sutra, I just want to tell you one experience. I read volumes and volumes, sometimes 5-6 volumes in 24 hours, one day. The disciples, they asked me, how do you read, Swamiji? This is the technique. This is the technique. Whenever I pick up, I read those lines, within few minutes, I can clearly feel the inner space gets connected to the person out of whose inner chattering those words came out. The author's mind, the author's inner space gets hooked up, connected, and straight away downloading starts happening. And you don't have to read line by line. You know the essence, what he wants to convey. Sometimes you know there is no essence and he has nothing to convey. Whatever, the whole thing will be revealed. Exactly, this is the sutra responsible for that experience. Let me read the sutra once more. As subjectively letters flow into words and words into sentences, and as objectively circles flow into words and words into principles, find at last these converging in our being. J. Krishnamurti became enlightened through this technique. That is why constantly you will see his teachings, his writings, his poetry, his books always will be expressing the present moment, having him as a center. Understand? One important truth you need to understand, whether you want or not, believe it or not, you are self-centered by existence. By your very nature, you understand everything, keeping you as a center. Now, do that same thing with understanding. Without, actually when I tell people that you are self-centered, they have the shock and they feel, what? How can you say I am selfish? I am self-centered. Understand, I am not trying to hurt you or disrespect you by saying you are self-centered. Whatever you understand, you keep self only as the reference. A small story. One elderly man goes to the nearby village for some work. He comes back. When he is about to enter into his village, he sees his house is on fire. He shouts, rolls on the ground and cries. You know how the village people cry. He cries, oh, save me, save my house, my house is on fire, I lost everything, my life has gone. He had 4 sons. One son ran to him and said, Father, don't cry, relax. Don't you remember yesterday only we sold that house? Then he just caught up and wiped the tears and said, oh, then okay. I forgot. Second son runs to him and he says, Father, yes, we sold, but we have not got the money. Then again, he's in fire and rolls on the ground and says, oh, save my house, save my house, save my house. He's shouting at the sons, go, run, put the fire off, save the house, our house is burning, save it. And within few minutes, the third son came to him and I said, no, Father, today morning I got the money is with me. Don't worry, we sold it. Then again this fellow got up, wiped the tears, okay, then let it go, leave it, relax. Leave it. Understand? Same situation, same house burning, same person, same time. How mood swings he goes through. One moment he is in joy, he is relaxed, he is not touched, he is not bothered. It's okay, let it burn. The other moment, he is in the same fire. Not only house, he is also burning. He is running, he is crying. How? The mood swing. Same situation, same person, same time, within few seconds. How the human mind can go to this end to that end? Because of self. When he thought it is directly related to his self, his reaction is different. When he thought it is not directly related to his self, his reaction is different. That is why I tell you, your whole life, whether you understand or not, is self-centered. Your joy, your suffering, your everything, whatever you know is self-centered. Have the clarity to look at everything with this understanding that you are self-centered. Suddenly you will see this very understanding will relax you, unclutch you, things will not be able to touch you. If that man had the understanding, actually that situation, if he was aware, he could have had an enlightenment. He would have had the realization, oh God, the same house burning, same person, same situation. In 2-3 minutes, how my mood has swung, how my moods have changed, how my responses have changed, how my mind is playing. This means what? When I think it is mine, suffering. When I think it is not mine, the joy. Understanding the self-centeredness of your life brings you tremendous clarity. One more important thing, even as a deeper level technique, when you realize every statement, every word, everything uttered towards you reaches your center and makes meaning for you. When it touches yourself, only then it makes meaning for you. If you have that understanding, once try, when your family or spouse or friends or relatives talking to you, do not give any meaning, just sit with the understanding, I am a self-centered being, all these words are reaching me and taking their own meaning and making me react to it without even my awareness. They are all reaching me and pushing me this side and that side without even me having any will to say yes or no. The moment he thought it is his house, he has no right to say, no, I will not cry. He has to cry. The moment he thought it is not his house, he has no will to suffer. He just has to be relieved, not bothered. Understand? You are not having any individual will. The words which are coming towards you to your center, because you are not aware you are self-centered, just pushes you or pulls you as it wants, makes you do things as it wants, it does not give you any freedom, does not give you any space, does not let you think or do anything. Just you are like a robot. Commands are given and you are working. If you can have the understanding you are self-centered, suddenly you will see the quality of your response totally changes. The quality of your response plays a major role in creating a lifestyle. When I say living enlightenment, just changing the quality of response with the clarity of self-centered consciousness. Understand you are self-centered. The moment you understand you are self-centered, you will not act self-centered. Now you act self-centered, but you don't understand you are self-centered. Acting self-centered is wrong, but being clear you are self-centered is not wrong. Because you are not being clear, you are self-centered, you are acting self-centered. You do so many foolish things. Not so many, practically everything. Foolish, because we don't understand we are self-centered. This one story can give you the clarity. One old man, same man seeing the same house burning and different responses in few seconds. When he thinks it is his house, the response is different. When he thinks it is somebody else's house, the response is different. Mahadeva says, letters flow into words and words into sentences. Means the letters and words are flowing towards you, and objectively circles flow into worlds and worlds into principles. All your principles, your ideas, your world, the inner software you created, the inner programming which you did from the young age, Mahadeva is saying, just add little awareness to that inner programming. Many times, your inner programming brings disease to you. You are programmed continuously from the young age. This will bring disease, that will bring uncomfort, that will bring problem. When those incidents happen, even if you don't have problem, you will be meditating and waiting for it. You will be waiting for it. Understand? Life solution is path for enlightenment. Here, when I talk, it may look like a life solution. It is not just a life solution. People ask me, Swamiji, your discourses are great. It carries a lot of life solutions. But what about techniques for enlightenment? Fools do not understand. Life solutions are techniques for enlightenment. I am not a psychiatric counselor. I am not giving you psychoanalysis or psychiatric counseling or some advice. No. All I am talking is healing your deepest self. Mahadeva, what he talks here, if it is practice in the beginning, it will be a life solution. In the deeper level, it will be the solution for the whole life itself. It will be the technique for enlightenment itself. He says, the world's into principles find at last these converging in our being. It's like a layer by layer, how things come towards you, how it gets processed, and how you respond. Any message comes to your eyes first. The energy behind the eyes, the indriya, that starts converting that file into the biosignals, like how in computer all the informations are converted into digital signals, digital signal processor. The indriya behind the eyes, if you are hearing from, if you are getting signals through the ears, there is a indriya behind the ears. The same way, behind the eyes there is a indriya. They are called panchendriyas. Eye is not indriya, please understand. It is only a sense. Through eye something is seeing, that is indriya. Chakshu is indriya. Chakshu is the energy which is seeing through eyes. Eyes are just doors, openings. So that converts all the signals into biosignals. Then the file starts getting processed. It goes to chitta, where the no process is done. Then manas, where yes identification is done. Then that file is submitted to ego. Ego decides what is there for me in this file. That is what, that process only I call self-centeredness. For example, if you are sitting here, first the picture of me will be taken by your eyes. It will get converted as a biosignal by your indriya chakshu. It will go to chitta. Chitta will first analyze and say, oh, this is not an animal, this is not wood, this is not tree, this is not plant, this is not this, the neti, not this, process will be done. Then file will go to the manas. Manas will do the iti, this is it. He is a Swami, he is an enlightened person, he is wearing orange robe, he is sitting on a golden throne, he is sitting, there is a book in front of him. The iti, this. That identification process will be done by manas. Then the whole file will go to ego. Ego will decide what is there for me. Based on your ideas, all which went inside you, you will decide whether sitting here is going to be good for me or bad for me. You will decide. That decision only is going to be an important thing for you to be continuing to sit here or to go out. That decision is what I call self-centered. Self-centered decision, that process. What is there for me in this situation, in this file, in this process, that what is there for me? When you are aware that you are sitting with that self-centeredness, suddenly your response, your reactions, everything will become totally of a different quality. You will not be sitting and listening. Understand, the same work of sitting and listening for different reasons will create different effects. A small story. 3 mad fellows, they wanted that they should be released from the asylum. They go to the doctor and say, all 3 of us feel we are okay, send us out. We want to go back and live a normal life. Doctor says, tomorrow we will have an examination. After that we will decide. All 3 were called next day morning near a swimming pool, empty swimming pool. Doctor says, the first guy, jump. That guy jumps and breaks his leg. Empty swimming pool. The second guy is called. Doctor says, jump. That guy jumps and breaks his hands. And third guy is called. And doctor says, jump. He says, no, I will not jump. Doctor says, oh, that's great. You are healed. You are the right guy to go out. Now you can leave. You can go and live your normal life. Before that guy signed and about to leave, doctor asked, may I know, sir, the reason for you not jumping? He said, oh, I don't know swimming. Understand? Right action, wrong reason. So even if you are sitting here may be right action. But if it is for wrong reason, you will not have the right benefit which you need to have. So, if you are sitting with the clarity of the self-centeredness, means that with the clarity of the process which is happening in you, with the awareness of all files being brought to you and the process which goes on and which makes the decisions, you will see your quality of response is totally different. When Mahadeva says, find at last these converging in our being, he is asking you to be aware when the informations are received through your five senses and processed and brought to your self-center, the ego, and decision making happens. Just be aware, many times we make wrong decisions because we are not aware and being spontaneous to this moment. We are not aware how our being, self-centeredness, takes decisions. A small story from the Birbal, a very intelligent Brahmin, minister of Akbar, a very intelligent minister. Once the whole country was filled with rats. So the king has decided all the houses, people should have cat, and the king will take care of all the expenses. So all of them were given one cat. Every day morning, 1 liter milk will be given to each house to take care of the cat. This poor Birbal, he thought, Arey, my kids do not have milk. Why will I use this milk on the cat? He started feeding the milk to the kids. Anyhow, somebody went and told king, all houses, they take the milk and feed the cat and take care of the cat. But your minister Birbal, just because he has so much influence over you, he does not feed the cats, he is feeding his kids. You should take care, because Birbal had a lot of competitors. Somehow they want to pull him down. Akbar says, how to now ask Birbal that are you feeding the cat or kids? These guys are telling we will have a competition that all of them should bring their cats to the kingdom, to the court and show. And next day king says, all of you should bring your cats and should show me. I wanted to see how you guys are bringing your cats. Anyhow, next day everybody brought their cat. All the cats are very healthy because 1 liter milk per day. But this Birbal's cat is about to die. Almost just very vaguely alive or barely alive. And the guy is about to die because nothing is given to him. Rarely if he catches by himself 1 or 2 rat, he can eat. And if you don't have strength, how you will catch even the rat? Nothing is possible. Then king asks him, how dare you will treat your cat like this? After all, it is given by me, it is my guest, and I am giving you every day 1 liter milk. What are you doing? Birbal says, I don't know, king, but this cat does not drink milk. What can I do? King says, what? Cat does not drink milk. Let us see. They brought a cup of milk and kept. The moment that cat saw the milk, it started running. Birbal says, catch that cat. They brought the cat, literally forced, put the face inside the milk cup. The moment they took their hands out, it just jumped out and ran. If they tried to bring that cat near the milk pot or the milk cup, it starts shouting, crying. Everybody was surprised. Then Birbal says, king, see, that is why I am not giving milk. It's not that I am cheating you. The cat is like that. King was really surprised. How can a cat escape from milk like this and afraid of milk like this? Anyhow, king said, all right, Birbal, you have not done any mistake. So the court, he said to the court, nothing wrong is done. No punishment for Birbal, over. Court ended. Next day, he slowly asked Birbal, I know for sure you have done something. And I know for sure you want to teach a lesson to me. Tell me exactly what you want. What do you want to tell? Then Birbal says, King, don't you see the whole kingdom is suffering in poverty and you are asking everybody to feed 1 liter milk to cats, which are useless. And after all, the problem of rats is nothing. In few days they will disappear. Even if they are there, there is nothing to eat, then what are they going to do? They will die by themselves. Akbar says, yes, I understand. But how did that cat become like that? Tell me that secret. Birbal says beautifully, all I did is, King, only once I heated the milk so hot and kept in front of the cat. Once that fellow came and put the mouth and burnt himself. From next day, the moment he sees that color, he runs. Understand? When king kept the milk, it was not hot milk. It was cold milk. The cat could have drunk. This guy could have tasted. But because of the earlier experience, the moment he sees that color, he runs. Understand? Not just that cat. We also take so many decisions the same way without awareness. We are also in many places cats running from the milk. Cats escaping from the milk. You are not aware of the decision-making mechanism which is continuously functioning with unconscious, unaware way. How so many experiences which you had with the hot milk is driving you away from the cold milk which is in front of you. When Mahadeva says, be aware, he is asking you to be spontaneous. Do not be cat. Do not be the cat. Do not be making decisions just like that old cat. No. Then you have to be fasting and practically dying. Be aware every moment how the information reaches you, how the chitta is doing the process, manas is doing the process. Because it happens in a very short time, you need a sharp awareness, subtle intelligence to be a witness. Especially important thing you need to be aware is the decision making, that click, that self-centered decision making, when the self decides what is there for me. Understand? A right strategy planning about you and your relationships and your life and business is enlightenment. Right strategy planning will happen, when I say the word right, it will change continuously for you. It will change continuously for you. When Buddha says right listening, right understanding, right talking, right action, he means continuously be aware of that self-centered space where decisions are made. I tell you, many times you come back and repent. I should have told that, especially after having a good fight with your spouse. After having a good fight with your spouse, if you sit alone, the whole thing you will just rewind and see, do the corrections. I should have told this point, I forgot. 3 years ago she did the same thing, I forgot that point. 2 days ago again she made the same mistake, I forgot this point. You will sit and revise. You will be sitting and repenting. You will be sitting and changing all your decisions. You will be sitting and feeling, I did not decide properly, because you lost your balance. You are only bothered about just violently expressing what you feel. You did not bother about convincing, responding properly to the other person. Understand? A person who is aware of that center where decisions are being made will always be successful. Will always be successful. Can never be a failure. After my enlightenment, very strange incident. After my enlightenment, I was resting for a few days in the banks of Ganges in Calcutta. So one person came and he asked me, "You are always sitting silently from morning till night. Why don't you help me by saying few words about Upanishads? I want to know." I said, "All right, come tomorrow. I'll try to say few words." Next day he came. Somehow, some strong experience from inside downloaded the ideas or whatever about Upanishad, and I started saying few words. Maybe I can say this is the first discourse I delivered on the banks of Ganges. And the person really enjoyed it. It was half an hour discussion. And I didn't know that he is a very influential local leader. He went and brought a whole bunch of people, something like 100 people, next day to listen. I said, "Oh God, what is happening?" Because to tell you honestly, I was a shy person. You may not understand. The only video clipping we have of me before enlightenment is there, in some family festival, family function, some marriage. I'm attending the function. They are trying to turn the camera towards me and I am saying, no, turn that side, turn that side. I think that is why my whole life is now I am spending in front of camera. Turn that side. And I myself got surprised when I saw recently the clipping. Oh God, what kind of a person has turned into what kind of a person? When he brought 100 persons, I got shocked. What to talk now? One person, a personal conversation is different. That's why I brought these people. Anyhow, I started telling whatever I feel as a truth. One elderly Pandit, well read. As usual, the only work they have is going and disturbing others. They do not have any other creative work, you see. The Pandits do not have any other creative work. And all they will do is, they will go around and as if God gave them the responsibility of keeping people honest. And they will take charge of everything in their hand and go around and interfere in everybody, with everybody's life. This guy came. The moment he entered the space, we were sitting under a big tree on the banks of Ganges. The moment he entered, he shouted, "Hey Baba, you can make these few fools listen to you, not intelligent persons like me. Can you make persons like me to listen to you?" I just said, "Can you come near?" He came near. He thought that I did not listen what he said. I just only moved my head and said, "Can you come this side?" He came near. Then I just said, "Can you come this side?" And I just showed the head this side. And he came near. And when he was about to reach me, I just turned the head this side. And he came this side. Then I told him, "Understand, now you already obeyed me 3 times. Sit and listen. You listened to me 3 times. Now please sit and listen." Later on, one important thing, this incident happened. And he was shocked. He was really shocked. I told him, "Understand, you can cheat or disturb the people who are not aware of the process happening inside. The person who is aware of the process which is happening inside can never be caught, can never be imbalanced, can never be cheated, can never be shaken. This incident happened. Later on, I had the time to read one Zen book. I read exact incident has happened in another enlightened master's life. Some Zen master, few hundred years ago, exactly same way, one Pandit trying to come and disturb his lecture, and he did the same thing of making him go through zigzag and saying, it seems you are a very good person, you listened to me already 3 times, sit and listen. See, a person who is living spontaneously, who is aware of the process which is happening inside, where the decisions are made, will never be a failure, will never fail. A Pandit will always be failure because he may know what all decision to make, but he will not know how the decisions are made. He may execute, he may reproduce, he may obey. Philosophers are intellectual, obedient students. Understand? They are intellectual slaves. They just carry somebody's words in their head and vomit on somebody else. Naturally, when you eat something and vomit it out, the quality will be a little different. Same way, when you put something in your head and vomit, the quality will be a little different. That smell, you can call it as your own unique contribution. Your own unique contribution or your own unique representation. That's all. Nothing else. Understand, philosophers do not know how to take decisions because they are not aware of the zone where decisions are made. Being aware of the zone where the decisions are made is living enlightenment. Here, this is the Nitya Sutra, means you have to understand, internalize, and be aware whole day during all your activity. During all your activity. If you are spontaneous, if you are living in the zone where the decisions are being made, if you are aware, the master's presence will be useful to you. Even one moment you get around me, it will be straight away useful. Understand? Whenever you come in front of the master, be aware of the decision-making zone. You will feel so deeply connected, and the time which you spend around him will be useful to you. It will be directly useful to you. You will use him properly. I have seen fools coming around me and wasting their time and my time. It's not that they are wrong people, just unawareness. Today, I was sitting in the temple. One devotee came near and asked me, "Can I ask you something?" I said, "Okay." Very rare chance of getting few minutes around me, especially personally, directly. The person could have asked something useful. That person asked, "This is some Meenakshi, where is the parrot?" I just thought. She asked about some goddess, some deity, and where is some parts of the deity. I just thought, oh God, what a mess, what a missing. Understand, when you get a rare chance, be clear, be in the center where decisions are made and use that moment. If that person has something directly useful for her life or his life or their life, I would have surely responded. I would have said, yes, I'll heal you or take care or some counseling or something. The moment would have been useful. What is there in that? That whole thing is just a game to inspire some people. And if you are inspired, get inspired. If you are not inspired, okay, forget about it. When you are not aware of the decision-making zone, even the few beautiful moments which you get near the master, you will waste it. It won't be directly useful to the life. That is why I always take care that I do not waste my time near the people who are not exactly aware of the decision-making center. Sometimes Even my Swamis ask me, Swamiji, after all you are sitting relaxed way, why don't you see the people who are coming and bless them? I tell them, fools, you don't know. Now at least I'm wasting only my time. If I start seeing them, I'll waste their time also. Because they do not know exactly the decision-making center. They are not aware of the decision-making center. They will ask some foolish thing. They will ask something, why the steps are 7 steps? Why don't you have 3 steps? Why did they put that yellow tape? Why not it should be red tape? Wasting time, my time and their time. They do not know or they are not aware exactly what to ask or what to do. The awareness on the decision-making center is important thing even to use the opportunities happening in your life. Then I told her, you talk to the priests, all these things, they will answer you. They will answer you. Understand? It's not that she has done something wrong, but she has wasted. She has wasted one moment, which could have been used for so many other better things. Be centered on the place where the decisions are made. Then you will not waste things which are happening around you, which are happening in front of you. It's rare opportunities. Understand, not only the outer world things, even the Master's presence is very rare opportunity. When it happens in front of you, be aware of the decision-making center. You will see you are using best. You are taking the maximum advantage out of His presence. Understand this sutra and imbibe it. Let it flow in your life 24 hours and you will see you will be living enlightenment. Let's gather for next session, for next sutra. Thank you. Let's gather for next session. Thank you. Why did God create the genders male and female? Who put the question? If nobody, then I don't have to answer. Okay. Will you name a few female enlightened masters? There are many female enlightened masters. There were, and there are, and there will be. And you are asking, how did our world become so male-centered? I don't know about it. I wanted you to know an important truth. When somebody becomes enlightened, he is neither male nor female or gay. He is beyond all three. He is beyond all three. So there is no such thing as a male enlightened or female enlightened. Enlightened is male, female, gay, and all put together and something more. So, enlightenment is the space where the male and female energy is balanced. So there is no such thing as male or female enlightened. What you can get from, what you think you can get from female enlightened master, that blessing or energy or technique, surely you will be able to get from male enlightened also. I do not think world has ever become male-centered or female-centered. Maybe your understanding needs to be properly centered. I never think. It is just the, you see, in the inner world, the dharma, constitution of the cosmos wins. In the outer world, the constitution of that country wins. The might is right. That is the most, that's mostly the essence of many different constitutions. So I don't see something like a male or female. It is just the person who starts expressing particular kind of abilities and energies that wins. And I don't want to get into more controversy by naming or telling anything else. You do not want us to take notes. I only try to take down some important or golden words. As you said it, so that I can read and reread them, please comment. One thing, I am not against taking notes. I am against missing the words which are being uttered when you are busy in taking notes. That is what I am against. If you can be aware that without missing the words which are continuously expressed, you are free. Usually you will miss. That's the reason I am telling you not to take the notes. Take the notes in the heart. The story about the swan, you said the fish feel that the closer they are to the reflection, the faster they will get enlightened. If only the fish would raise their eyes, they would see the real swan. Does raise their eyes means raising their consciousness? If not, please teach me how to look up and see the swan. Understand? When I say raise the eyes, I mean exactly the last sutra. Be aware of the space where you are taking decision. Means every decision you take, let it be conscious. Let it be aware. Be aware of the decisions you are taking in front of the master, and just be, you will see, you already raised your eyes and seeing the swan. Please tell me, what should I ask? To ask right question, I should know about what is right. Even Vishwamitra knew right thing after a long, after many, I am not able to read the next word. And only after Vasishta's right explanation, he understood. He got. Oh, actually what this person is trying to ask is, he is asking me to tell what to ask. Understand, it is not that Vasishta did not teach the truth first time itself. He taught. Vishwamitra did not hear. So when you are hearing, hear completely, that is enough. You will understand what to ask. Usually, if you just say, whatever is good, let it be showered. That's the best prayer I have seen or I have done in my life. To be aware of self-decisive center, what action should be followed? Again, you missed. Understand, to be aware of the self-decisive center, you don't have to follow any action. The actions has to follow the self-decisive center, awareness. Just constantly be in that awareness, how you are taking decisions. Your actions will go through a big change. And you are confusing about self and selfishness. Selfishness, selflessness, self, forget about all those things. Don't confuse. Where you are taking decisions, just be aware of that zone. Don't even try to change your decisions. If you are trying to change your decisions, you will be fighting with you. No. Just be aware of the decisions you make. Automatically they will change. Second important thing, not only you don't need to change the decisions, Do not even bother about to be right or wrong or self or selfless and all those things. When you are aware of the decision-making center, you will automatically selfless, radiating love on everything. Why do bad things happen to good people? I think one of the FAQs. Be very clear, bad things happens only to bad people. I always see people coming and telling, see my enemies, Swamiji, they are all such bad people, but they are having good things. See, I am such a good person, I am having bad things. Be very clear, always you position yourself as right and your enemies as bad. First thing, they may not be bad as you think, and they may not be enjoying life as you think. You may not be good as you think, and you may not be having suffering existentially as you think. So both ideas are complete vague. All I can say is, good person means who knows how to keep himself good and happy. That is the quality of good person. If you don't know how to keep yourself happy, please drop the title good person. And you are mentioning some particular incident. Somebody's son died, and you are saying that we all have different theories to explain this, but I would really like to know your spiritual perspective. I have to see the person, only then I will be able to give you some idea in whose life this death has happened. Only then I can give an idea. Otherwise, my words also will become one more theory for you. You will say, this is Swamiji's theory. Many times I will never give theories, this kind of situations. I will just hold the hand for a few moments and take that suffering away. That's the best thing. That's the best thing can be done. I feel quite irritated. I have been trying to teach my partner. What else you think you will have if you try to teach? If you try to teach your partner to make priorities in his life, to decide what is really important to do with his limited resources. Now you ask us not to prioritize, but to be ready to do anything spontaneously. Life does not allow us such freedom. No. Life gives so much freedom. You do not take it. Understand, freedom is available. So much. So many possibilities are open, available. When you don't have courage to take, do not blame the life. If someone born gay or is being a gay, is choice or born? Oh, you are asking is it by birth or by choice? I can tell you, all the qualities with which you are born, you have chosen them at some point in your life, maybe earlier lives. Your choices only come as birth. And again, your birth only comes as choice. It's like a vicious circle. Now, if you want to become gay, you can consciously choose. Or if you want to break from that being a gay, again you can consciously choose. You have a freedom. Based on the intensity with which you make that decision, it will take that quality to express. If you consciously, very strongly decide, that quality will express from tomorrow morning. Because tonight will be your death and tomorrow morning will be your birth. Sleep is death and waking up is birth. If you don't consciously intend, slowly think, maybe you will enjoy that next janma, that's all. So, becoming or breaking can be done as your conscious choice. If you are being, then you would have chosen that either in this janma or in the earlier births. Same question. I think this person did not believe that I will answer. So he put the same question in 2 papers. Something what do you see? There's some transition of 2012, some Mayan calendar, Aztec calendar and all those things. Sorry, I don't know any calendar. I don't know even my calendar. So, I don't want to comment about the mystical things which I don't know. So, apologize. Excuse me, I do not know. That is the answer for the question. Usually, these mystical things lead to more and more confusions than to the clarity. If somebody says by 2012 world is going to die, then intensify your enlightenment thirst seeking. That's all. If somebody says the world is not going to die, then get ready, become enlightened so that you can live long and enjoy the world. That's all. Either way, I have my answer, and I am not interested in any other theories and philosophies and some Nostradamus prophecy and all those things. All these Nostradamus prophecies, funny thing, only after things happen they will connect and interpret. Not before things happening. I did not read any book which can interpret and say before things happening. And even if there are some books, I don't see things come true just as it described in the book. If you just utter something and somebody records, anything can be connected to anything, that's all. And I can give you a few tips how to become a prophet and how to write prophecy. Just write some common words, anybody should be able to make any meaning out of it. After 2012, all people will have problem in their family. Family means problem. And your wife will not listen to your words. Wife means she will not listen. That is a basic quality. If she listens, how can she be called as wife? Something like that, come up with some common statement. Students will have problem in studying. Means that is a life. And some here and there, people should be able to make out any statement, any meaning, and write something like a 200-300 statements, and find out some fool to publish that, and that's all. And have some big name over. Anyhow, but I am surprised when I go to these spiritual bookstores, all this foolishness and junk is being printed and sold also. And they become bestsellers. That is another one fun. Maybe people buy books just to tell others that I have collected so much. I don't think they read. I think fortunately they don't read. Anyhow, let's enter into the next sutra. Feel my thought, I-ness, internal organs, me. This is another wonderful sutra. You asked what to ask and how to be in the master's presence. This sutra is the answer. To feel the center where the decisions are made continuously. See, if you understood whatever I spoke in the last sutra, start the technique directly. If you have not understood, sometime people who are based on the body cannot understand the intellectual definition of a technique. The last technique is more an intellectual definition. He says, be aware of the inner space where the decisions are made. A body-centered person can never be aware of that. He will be thinking where decisions are made, here or there or where the decisions are being made. Sometime you will understand the decisions are made in the kitchen, not neither here nor there actually decisions are made. You will not be able to understand. The body-centered person needs more grass explanation, more grass understanding. For him, Mahadeva gives this technique. If you are able to understand what I said in last sutra, please do that. That is actually very fast, quick sutra that will give you experience instantly, very easily. But starting is little difficult. Starting trouble will be there. In this sutra, starting trouble won't be there. Even a villager, person who does not understand anything intellectually, a grass-rooted, physical person who is working from morning till night physically can understand, can start, but growth will be very slow. This is more like a bullock cart technique, and that is more like a jet. So now, I am continuously speaking on all these sutras so that the knowledge will be restored and reinvention can happen in future. Understand? I am talking on all these sutras just to keep this knowledge alive and keep the possibility of reinvention in future. We don't know after how many generations somebody will listen and see these discourses and reinvent and come back and connect themselves with the truth or enlightenment. So for that reason, I am talking on this technique. If you understood the earlier technique, better do that than this. My thought, I-ness, internal organs, me, feel. Understand? The thought happening inside and the I-ness, the feeling I happening inside, and internal organs. This is one of the very powerful technique. In those days, this technique was used for the self-diagnosing. If you start feeling, when the thought raising, which parts are separately felt by you, which thoughts are touching or connecting, with which organ, you will be able to diagnose your body by yourself. It's a very wonderful technique, very physical level. You have to sit. This is a Dhyana Sutra, not Nitya Sutra, Dhyana Sutra. Mostly, almost all Dhyana Sutras will be very physical. Something like a do's and don'ts. Do this, don't do that. That kind of initial level. Dhyana Sutras will be very apt for kids or beginners. For them, Dhyana Sutras will be best. Nitya Sutra will be for the next level. People who are grown, little bit, matured. And Ananda Sutras are the people who are living enlightenment, who are completely fulfilled and just overflowing with more and more understanding. If your mental setup has already turned to nivritti, means any suffering induced by the world, you just come back to the center of joy. Your mental setup has turned towards nivritti. Pravritti means even if the joy is induced by the world, you just roll on that experience and make it as suffering. This is the pravritti and that is the nivritti. Even if the joy is induced by the outer world incidents, you will roll on it, vomit on it, and add your quality and make it suffering. Nivritti means even if the pain is induced by the world, you will come back to the center, stay in it and make it as a joyful ecstasy and face it with peace and bliss. If your mental setup has already become nivritti, whatever you read is Ananda Sutra for you. Ananda Sutras will click for you. If your mental setup is pravritti, then Dhyana Sutras are best for you. And during transition, Nitya Sutras will help. From Dhyana, you will become Nitya. From Nitya, then you will move to Ananda. Feel my thought, I-ness, internal organs, me. Sit and feel when thought raise, when some thoughts are coming up, which internal organ feels that thought. Sometime when the thoughts related to love or beloved comes, you will feel that this area. When a deep worry comes, you will feel the navel, this area. When shaking fear, when the fear happens to you, you will feel the Swadhisthana chakra, hara area. When the fantasies are awakened, you will feel the Muladhara area with different emotions, you will feel different internal organs. Mahadeva is saying, just feel, that's enough. You have an automatic biointelligence which will automatically heal the pain the moment you feel the pain. For example, you have some worry and you feel that worry is starting from the navel and there is a irritation and pain. You don't have to do anything, just feel that pain. Suddenly you will see body heals the pain and drops that worrying thoughts. Body, if it is allowed to heal itself, it will not only heal the symptom, it will heal the root also. Disease itself, only when you are not allowing the natural healing process, when you don't have patience, time or trust over your body does not heal, and all the things you try to do heals only symptoms. Here, Mahadeva says, allow the body to heal itself by feeling, not doing anything else. You will suddenly see, not only it heals the symptoms, it heals the disease itself. Of course, nowadays our diseases, we start feeling our disease only it has become very strong, a grass level, which cannot be handled by mind. That is why problem. In those days, people are so sensitive. Even a small imbalance, they can find out. They are so sensitive. They can come back and heal themselves. They can heal before the disease starts expressing itself in the physical layer. But now, unfortunately, we lost sensitivity. Only when it becomes very grass, where you need a straight surgery, you even realize. Then, I don't think this technique will work. This will work only if the disease is not yet expressed in the very grass physical way. If it is already expressed in the physical way, Annamaya Kosha, you need to take only allopathy. But the root level diseases, the diseases which are yet to express, which are getting expressed to the pranamaya, from the mind which is moving towards the breath layer, that can be healed by this technique. By this technique. Whenever thought raises, just see which part you are feeling that some movement. Which part is first getting the impact of the thought. Which part is feeling the thought happening. See that? Then you will see suddenly, automatically the healing starts happening in that part. Feel, understand, don't think, feel. My thought, I-ness, internal organs and me. And another one beautiful thing in this sutra, Mahadeva says, when you start feeling the thoughts, the organ, physical organ which is touched or which feels the thought, and allow that body to heal itself, he says, in that healing energy, you will feel my very self. He says, you will feel Mahadeva. If you are able to heal yourself, understand you already had a glimpse of Mahadeva in you. Shiva energy has already started oozing, already started coming out of your system. You had already a connection to Mahadeva. Even if you had one self-healing experience through this technique, Mahadeva says you are initiated. You are initiated. Now, courageously you can say Shivoham, Shiva is in me. The I consciousness is Shiva. That is why whenever I initiate disciples, the healing initiation, after that, we do in India, here we don't do. In India, after the healing initiation, all the disciples will be made to sit and I'll do puja to them and do namaskar. Means physically saying, giving a statement to them that now you have Shiva in you. You have the Shiva consciousness in you. Here the problem is the healing initiation is done in half day. Even if God comes here, he has to come in the weekend. He can't come in weekday. And weekend is always meditation workshop, and Monday morning, by the time I finish the initiation, half the fellows, even before even I say that let you be in eternal bliss, half of the fellows will be sitting in a flight. They will be rushing. Swami, just hand over the stick quickly, I have to rush. Flight is waiting. Anyhow, we do that to make the person understand the initiation. The moment the initiation happens, now you are carrying Shiva. You are impregnated. You are now filled. Shiva's consciousness, Shiva's energy. You are carrying Mahadeva himself. He says, internal organs and the very me, very myself will be experienced by you. Krishna says, Antaryami. I am there in every being, in every living being, and giving the experience of consciousness to them. So understand, feel my thought, I-ness, internal organs and me. Maybe we can enter into this technique. You can have an idea how to practice. Because this is a Dhyana Sutra. This is a Dhyana Sutra. We will practice now just for 5 minutes. All you need to do, let me describe the technique. When you just sit, naturally some thought will come. Just see from where the thought is rising, or which part is getting some movement or irritation or any feeling through that thought. You will see one by one, each thought creates some sensation in some internal organ in your body. Try to see the thoughts are, which thought is connected to which sensation happening inside your body. Try to settle down to the internal organ which is feeling the sensation by the thoughts which are coming out of your system. Please close your eyes. Just see from where thoughts are rising and where you are feeling the sensation because of the thoughts. Shanti. Relax. Experiment. Try with this technique. Within 24 hours, if it clicks, this is the technique for you. If not, continue to try other techniques. So let you achieve and radiate the eternal bliss, Nithyananda. Thank you.